In this video, I'm going to introduce you to dimensional analysis, which is a process that we're going to use particularly in a few weeks when we start talking about stoichiometry to do some conversions. We're going to use this to convert between things like moles and grams or kilograms, but we're going to start today with something basic that you're maybe more familiar with. We're just going to show how we can use this process to convert between feet and inches. So I'm going to start off with an equivalent statement, and an equivalent statement is just something that shows how two quantities are equal to each other. So for example, here I have 12 inches equals 1 foot. So those are two different ways to represent the same length or same distance of something. So we would call that an equivalent statement because on either side of the equal sign, we have two things that are equal. Some other equivalent statements we'll come across. So 100 centimeters is 1 meter. 1,000 grams is 1 kilogram. There are infinite number of equivalent statements, and you can find these in your book, in a reference sheet, on tables. These are things that we can look up and use. The value of an equivalent statement is that I can turn it into a conversion factor, and the conversion factors are the things that are going to go in our process. So for any equivalent statement, I can write two conversion factors. And the conversion factor is just a ratio. So I'm going to take that equivalent statement and I can write it with one side on top and one on the bottom, or I can flip those and I can put the 1 foot on top and the 12 inches on the bottom. And these are the things that are going to be useful to us, having them in this ratio form. The approach we're going to use is highlighted down here in the green boxes. And this is the approach I'll use in all the problems that I solve for you throughout the semester. So you'll get used to how I set it up. And I'm just going to explain that here. So I always want to start by trying to figure out what is being asked. So we'll say what I'm looking for, right? What is the problem statement asking me for? That is going to be equal to what is given, or the thing that we want to change, multiplied by some conversion factor. So that's this piece over here. So we're going to identify whatever it is we're looking for, what is given to us to start with, what is the thing that we want to change, and then we need some conversion factor to help us get from one to the other. So let's do an example. So down here, I'm looking at 4.21 feet, and I want to convert that into inches. So starting up here, I need an unknown quantity. This is the thing I'm looking for, and the unit that that thing needs. So I start with a question mark. This is that unknown quantity. I don't know what number it is. The unit, I do know the unit. I'm looking for inches, so I put the inch unit in there. Then I do my equal sign, and then we do what's given. The thing that's given to us is this 4.21 feet. And then the last piece is this conversion factor. So the conversion factor to start, I'm just going to set it up as a ratio. I know I need something on the top, and I know I need something on the bottom. When we set it up this way, I always can do this check. So I'm starting with feet, that's what's given, and I'm trying to get to inches. So I need to find something that tells me the relationship between the feet and the inches. We can go back up here to our equivalent statements. So you probably know this one, but we'll come back up here just for the sake of going through the process. So here I have something that connects feet and inches. So that's my equivalent statement. I need some conversion factor from that to go into this space here. And I need to decide, am I going to use this one or am I going to use this one? So we set the problems up this way because the answer comes from whatever is here. So whatever unit is here I have feet, that's the thing I want to get rid of, right? I want to change feet into inches. So whatever that unit is, that unit needs to come down here. So my feet are going to come here, my inches are going to go here, and then the numbers that go with those, we'll plug those in with them. So we have 12 inches and 1 foot. And once we do that, then we can cancel these units. So anything that's on a top and bottom in one of these strings of equations that we're going to work with, we can go ahead and cancel. So if I have feet on the top, feet on the bottom, we get rid of those. Notice I don't get rid of the number associated with it, just the unit. And then we do a check at the end. The unit I have left here is inches. That matches the unit I was looking for. So we know that we're done. We just need to plug this into our calculator and solve. So we're going to do 4.21 times 12 divided by 1. This is going to give us 50.52. We do need to check our significant figures. Here we started with 4.21, which is 3 significant figures. We don't worry about significant figures for conversion factors, so I'm only going to look at the measurement we started with. So I need 3, I keep those 3 spots. Look at the 2 to see if we round up. We don't need to, so this is 50.5 and the unit is inches. So that would be our answer for this one. Let's do one more. Here we have 37.3 inches. We want to change that to feet. So I'm looking for feet. We're starting with 37.3 inches. Again, what's my goal? What am I starting with? And then we do a conversion factor. So I need something takes me from inches to feet. Again, we know that there's 12 inches in 1 foot. This time, I want to get rid of inches, which means that needs to go on the bottom. The feet need to go up top. So I'll put those guys in there. I have inches on top, inches on bottom, so those will cancel. I have feet left over. This is what I was looking for, so we're good. So we do a little check for that. And now we just need to plug everything in. So 37.3 times 1 divided by 12 is going to give us 3.108. Again, check for significant figures. This is 3. I keep those 3 spots. Look at that 8. So I do need to round that up. And we get 3.11 feet. So in this process, again, we're going to do this same setup. So I'm trying to identify the problem. What's my goal? That's over here. Then what do I start with? Define what's going to go in that conversion factor. And we always set that up so that whatever unit was here ends up on the bottom. Once I have the unit up here that I was interested in, that I was trying to find, we're done. Plug everything into your calculator. Don't forget to check for sig figs, and then make sure you add a unit at the end.